So we're going to talk about the future value calculations as well as the present value calculations. So this is for grade 12. Future value calculations and the present value calculations. So it's very important for you to know how to differentiate these two calculations, the future value calculation as well as the present value calculations. So future value calculations are used when a certain amount of money is placed into an account on a regular basis for saving money or in order to save money. So we're going to mention three uses, or why are we using future value calculations, or how or where or when must we use them. So we use them for savings accounts. So we use future value calculations for savings accounts where equal deposits are made at a regular set intervals, and we're going to mention maybe three of the uses of future value. Sinking funds. So what are sinking funds? Sinking funds are just savings account with a purpose. Think of it like this: instead of getting hit by big bill and panicking, you save a little bit each month to save so that the money is already there when you need it. So a sinking fund is money you set aside regularly for a specific future expense. Then we use them for retirement annuities. So what are retirement annuities? We call them RAs. Are basically a forced savings plan for when you stop working. Like in South Africa, we call them RAs. The government gives you tax benefits to encourage you to save for retirements. I hope that makes sense. So that's very, very important. So retirement annuities is just it's basically a forced savings plan for when you stop working. So the formula is X big square bracket open bracket 1 plus interest rate to the power n minus 1. Then we divide everything by the interest rate. So this is the formula for future value calculations, where V is the future value and X is the value of the installments. Usually paid monthly or in a monthly basis. Then the interest rate, this is interest rate. This is interest rate. So don't forget those three: savings accounts, sinking funds, RAs, retirement annuities. Then N is the number of payments, or we can also say number of deposits or number of compounding periods. So it is important to take note that the above future value can only be used in payments or deposits made at the end of a period and at the end of n periods, unless otherwise stated. Okay. So it's very important for you to know these three. We use future value calculations for savings account, sinking funds, and RAs, retirement annuities. If it's difficult for you to pronounce it, just call it RAs. RAS. So present value calculations, They are used for loans and for bond payments. I hope that makes sense. So present value calculations are used for loans and bond repayments. I hope it makes sense. So present value calculations are used when payments are made on a regular basis in order to pay back a loan. I hope that makes sense. So the money is received and it is also paid back. So we use what? Present value in such cases. Okay, let's erase everything of the future value and talk about the present value. Just want to write its formula. So it's very important for you to differentiate between the two: sinking funds, arrays, savings account. That's for future value. Loans and bond payment and repayments. That's for a present value. So present value calls x open bracket 1 minus open bracket 1 plus interest rate to the power negative n, then we close the bracket, over interest rate. I'm sure you can see the difference between the formulas. So where P is the present value or the outstanding balance, then X is value, or it is the value of the installments. Usually paid, so the value of the installments, they're usually paid in a monthly basis or monthly. Then we know that this is the interest rate. Then N is the number of payments. So I hope it makes sense. So present value calculations are used when payments are made on a regular basis in order to pay back a loan. So we use it. So these calculations are used that the money is first received and then paid back. Then if that is the case, we use a present value. So we talk about loans, bond repayments. That's under the present value. That's actually the clue of which formula you actually required to use.